Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another Gunpla unboxing, and today I'm taking a look at something extremely exciting, something I've been waiting for a long time. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been waiting a long time for this too. And of course, without further ado, this is the Master Grade Gundam Dynames. So I'm going to be calling it the Gundam Dynames because I think it sounds a little bit better than what it is in Japanese, which is Gundam Dynames. So I'm just going to be sticking with Dynames for now. It sounds better. But anyway, as usual, this video right here would not be possible without those awesome people over at HobbyLink Japan. So if you do want a Master Grade Gundam Dynames or any of your other Gundam needs, then you can just check out that link down there in the description. Now let's get this thing out of the box. So first off, taking a quick look at the front of the box right here, and as always with a Master Grade box, this looks intense, looks epic, and the best thing about this is this right here. Is this a hint? Is this the next Master Grade we're going to be getting? We've been waiting a long time to see the other celestial being Gundam, so hopefully the next one we will be taking a look at is that one up there, which of course is Kyrios, and honestly, about time. Anyway, that is enough about the box. Let's take a quick look around it to see some info on the mobile suit itself. Maybe we'll learn something new, and there'll be a bunch of blurbs and stuff we'll look through together. Let's go. So first off, we got a look at what it will look like completed down here. As far as I know, most of this is brand new. I'm not sure if it relies much on the older Exia runners from way back when, but I guess we will find out. It is looking nice, looking awesome, so I can't wait to see some more. Sliding that over, and here we've got Gundam Dynames, or Dynames, depending on what you like. And what it says here is the Gundam Dynames, one of the 4 Gundams belonging to Celestial Being, which specializes in sniping and shooting from Mobile Suit Gundam 00, is available from the Master Grade lineup, so pretty cool. Nothing new there. That's something we know, quite obvious. Down a little further, we've got some information on the GN sniper rifle, of course Dynames' main weapon. The bipod on the bottom of the rifle can be selected. I'm not sure what it means by this. I assume it means, can it be flipped out? Is there a moving mechanism in this? I guess we'll find out soon. And right there it says, the iconic GN sniper rifle can be used to recreate various sniping poses when combined with the mobile suit's articulation gimmicks. So basically what we can see over here, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So here it says the gun camera on the head can be moved. You know exactly what this is, and if it isn't, I'll pop a quick clip here so you can see exactly for yourself. Next up, we've got some movement gimmicks here, which include the neck and the shoulder. The neck moves forward. It says here the neck attachment base moves so that the head can be posed looking down the scope. So just like we would have seen with the Gym Sniper 2. And to the shoulder, it says the shoulder joints can be widely articulated back and forth at their bases in the chest. That kind of looks like they're moving together. Do they move separate? Do they move differently? I guess we'll find out that too. It says down here pretty much the same thing for the arms, and then the hip joint. We've got one of those moving up and down hip joints in there. I'm not sure how this design will be, I guess we'll find out, but as far as I know, this is not on any other Gundam 00 Master Grade, so that should be interesting. Lastly, over here, it seems like they've put a lot of effort into the torso, so we've got a lot of side-to-side movement, as well as back and forth ab crunch. Apparently giving us a natural human-like articulation. Can't wait to check this out. So swinging that around to the other side, we have a bunch of different action poses on here, and first off what it mentions is frame. And this is some vague-ass information. A dense, built-in frame that embodies the mobile suit's characteristics. Whatever that means. Some nice poses here showcasing the weapons, which is the GN beam pistols, the GN missiles, the GN full shields, and it says here the GN full shields can be attached and detached. The armor can unfold to recreate GM beam pistol firing poses. It's got that real cowboy poncho vibe right there. Anyway, next up, we've got those GN cables like we would have seen before with the Exia, given that holographic finish. It mentions the figure on the box. This is unusual. Of course, there's a figure with a Master Grade, but it seems they may have put a little bit of extra effort into this. This I really like. They've got that typical I will snipe you lock-on pose. And in the cockpit, we do have Haro and Lock-on looking down the scope. This is pretty cool. Just in the odd chance that you have not watched Gundam 00, I won't talk too much about the character arc, but I guess someone at Bandai has a little bit of a special place for Lock-on. Same here. So this, I think, is really nice, really cool. So next to the stuff on here, the GN verniers. Apparently they can unfold simultaneously with the armor. I guess this is a bit of a movement gimmick. The GN drive can use an LED unit, just like with the previous Gundam 00 Master Grades we would have seen before. And there's a general gist of what you get in the box, what the kit will look like, put together with its markings, no paint. And of course it says there, you need yourself nippers, no glue, but the LEDs, which you need 2 of, are not included. Hopefully I can find mine for this review. And lastly, they no longer put the price on the barcode. So as usual, I will pop the price down here in the corner, how much it will end up costing you if you choose to buy one. Anyway, that is enough about the box itself. Let's bust this thing open to see what we've got. Bottom first so we can get to that manual. Bye-bye. So there is the manual, and it has the exact same picture we would have seen already on the front of the box. Flipping around to the back, there is a front and rear picture of what it will look like completed. A color guide in case you're curious and you want to paint this guy. So no doubt this will be absolutely packed with info, and straight away we've got the line art on the first page. Front, rear, some stills from the anime. Some info down here on Haro. Again, I'll throw this up on the screen so you can read it, just in case you're interested. And we've got a massive blurb on the Gundam Dynames itself. So once again, I will throw this up on the screen so you can read it at your own leisure, but in case you're listening to this, not watching this, I'll go through the general gist. So it talks about the private paramilitary organization, Celestial Being. If you've never seen Gundam 00, the premise is they've got 4 Gundams, and they aim to end war by intervening in wars using said Gundams. There's some information on the fact that these are 3rd generation, but the previous generation Gundams don't really appear in the anime per se, so you may not be interested in that. It goes on to talk about how the Dynames is a long-range mobile suit, quite adaptable, has high defensive capabilities, and then it goes on to talk about different variants that were developed of it. All in all, none of those really made any appearance in the show, so a lot of that stuff would have been from spin-off stories. Down here we've got some info on Lock-On himself. Once again, I'll throw that up on the screen. And this basically is just a synopsis of the character. I'm not going to really read that out, but I will mention, if you haven't watched Gundam 00 yet and you want to watch it, there is a big spoiler in that, so you may want to not read that. Moving on to the middle anyway, and there's a whole lot of info here. Once again, I'll throw this up on the screen for you to read about it yourself. The first section up there, Fights on Documentary Photograph, is about the battle between the Dynames and the Gundam Throne Zwei. Next up, it's some more information on the mobile suit itself. That is about the gun, camera, and the forehead. Next up, we've got some information on the rifle itself, including that really cool thing I've never seen in anything before, being the actual scope in the cockpit that Lock-On uses. That is such an awesome idea. Really cool idea. Then down the corner, we've got some information on the bipod of the sniper rifle. So moving then on to page number 2, and we've got some information on the GN full shield. Of course, the shield can cover the entire Gundam, as you can see right there. It mentions in the blurb that Haro controls these shields, so Lock-On can be free to aim. And it also mentions that they are attached to the shoulders, so they can move around and stay out of the way because, of course, it needs both arms for the rifle. So moving down a little bit further, we've got some info on the GN beam pistols. That includes their holsters, the fact that they're mid-range weapons. Down below that, we've got some more information on the GN missiles, the GN crotch missiles more like. These are both in the crotch and the knees. Moving down then, we've got some information on the backpack. That includes the GN verniers, which is the mobile suit's main source of thrust, and the fact that the beam sabers are kept around here as well. But once again, as always, all that info is up on the screen right now for you to read in full detail. So the last thing we'll take a look at in here is the runners. This is usually a dead giveaway as to if there's parts being reused from another kit or not. And it seems right here that this is all completely new, because the only 2 things or 3 things X'd out here are parts that exist on another runner. So this looks like it's an entirely new build completely. And there's not a lot of runners in this. This looks like it might be quite quick. Anyway, let's take a look at said runners. So moving on to runner A, this is looking like a bit of an Italian flag here with that clear green, the white, the red parts, and over on the right there we've got a bunch of gray. I will mention, flipping this around, that Lock-On pilot figure is massive, and I mean massive. Like, it looks really big. There's the one for in the cockpit, which is much smaller. Both of these are meant to be 1/100th scale, so I guess it is just being a little bit picky of me to mention that, but I guess he really crams himself into that cockpit. So next up is runner B, and I have a lot to say about this one right here. First off, this is new once again, but check out what it says there. It does not say Gundam Dynames. It says GN frame. And you know what that means? They plan to use this right here again. Also, we have a brand new hand design right here. This is more like the age type, or what we would have been seeing a lot lately on a lot of the gyms. But this is on a runner that isn't reused. This is on a brand new runner for this kit. So they're not going to make specific hands, new hands like this, on a frame called GN frame, unless they plan to make this over and over again. So I think it is officially confirmed right now that we are getting the rest of the Generation 1 Gundam 00 mobile suits, and I am hype about that. Give me my Nadley. So now moving on to Runner C, and once again, down in the corner, fairly vaguely written is 1100 GN frame. However, compared to the last runner, this does have some very Dynames specific parts. For example, if you take the arms there with the elbow section and whatnot, you won't see anything like that in Kyrios. Same with the heel on there, very different to something that you would see on Kyrios, so potentially some parts could be reused, so I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. What do you think the chances of some of these parts on this runner, the last runner, being reused to give us some more of the Season 1 Gundam 00 main suits? Tell me what you think. Next up then in here is Runner D, once again saying GN frame, and once again I'm seeing some lock-on mobile suit only parts here. I'm not sure if my hope for the other kits is slowly getting quashed by the fact that they all say GN frame, but for some reason I don't think they'd write GN frame unless they plan to use it again, so I don't know, I guess we'll see some more as we look through the box. Anyway, there is 2 runners of Runner D. So next in here, again new for this kit, and got me scratching my head once again. This says Master Grade Gundam Dynames. So this is specific to this kit, but the frame and the armor isn't necessarily. What does that mean? Anyway, we've got the V-fin, those typical Gundam 00 clavicle antennas, and some parts potentially from the chest. But either way, definitely color me intrigued. Runner E2 in clear with a bunch of parts of the eyes, head camera, the parts of the GN drive. Also included in here, 8, 10, and 10 I think are clear variants of the green ones we saw on Runner A for that option if you're making a custom. And again, it says Dynames on this one right here. So, Kyrios confirmed? There's Runner F1. This is that typical Gundam Dynames forest green. It says up on the tag here, once again, that this is Master Grade 1100 Gundam Dynames. So that does mean, once again, this does not say GN frame, and the plot thickens. Runner F2, just a repeat of some of the parts of F1. Runner G1, we've got the rifle as well as one of the pistols. Again, I will just mention it does say Dynames up there as well. So this is specific to this kit. G2 then is that second pistol. Runner H1 in an almost black, so this is blacker than the standard inner frame grey, and Dynames. H2 then in black, repeat parts from the last runner. Runner I is parts of the full shield. Once again, this specifically mentions right here Gundam Dynames, and the shield is something that neither Kyrios or Virtue has, so they've still got me wondering about that GN frame. Seriously, Bandai, give me my Master Grade Dreadlocks Gundam. Lastly then, of the standard runners is Runner J, just more parts of the shield, and once again, does not say GN frame. So as for the non-runner stuff in this box, we've got the GN cables right here. This light right here isn't picking up any kind of holographic effect. Maybe a little bit, but it might not show up there in the camera, but it's pretty much what we would have seen with Exia before. We have some flat style beams that go all the way back to 2007. And besides that, we've got a sheet of sticker style decals. So these are just stickers, not dry transfers or water slides, just standard stick-on stickers. And finally, there are the color correcting ones. So just lenses, eyes, another lens. Some parts are inside some GN drives, scopes, I guess. But all in all, nothing for correcting color, which is a good thing. And very interestingly enough, no polycaps. So that is it for the unboxing, and what can I say, so far this looks great. No color correcting stickers, no polycaps, and even more interesting, it says GN frame on some of the armor and the inner frame parts. They've done new hands for this kit, not like the hands that we would have had with any of the previous 00 Master Grade releases. Give you your answers, and what I want to know from you is, do you think they're going to use these GN frame parts to expand the Master Grade 00 line? Personally, I think they have to. They wouldn't do that without some kind of idea in mind. The crappiest outcome would be some kind of Gundam Build Divers or Fighters version of Dynames. That's the worst case scenario. Or some kind of P Bandai variant from one of the offshoot stories. But hopefully, I'm hoping that picture on the box of Kyrios, as well as those runners labeled GN frames, I am very hopeful about this. But anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching. If you want one of your own, you can check out that link in the description. Get yours at Hobby Link Japan. Make sure to come back for the review, and I'll see you next time.